You have a right to life, freedom of opinion and expression, the right to work and education, and much more. Everyone is entitled to these rights without discrimination. Today is World Human Rights Day. Human Rights Day is observed every year on December 10, the day the United Nations General Assembly adopted in 1948 the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Jamaica is a signatory of the declaration. We spoke with human rights advocate and program developer Karen Lloyd from the Equality for All Foundation to gauge how NGOs merit the government's work on human rights locally. You have a right to privacy, family, home, or correspondence. You have a right to own property alone, as well as in association with others. You have the right of equal access to public service in your country. There are 30 articles in the Declaration which states that human rights are rights inherent to all human beings, regardless of race, sex, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, or any other status. Program developer for the Equality for All Foundation, Karen Lloyd, says the country has made strides over the years, but there is room for improvement.
Human Rights Day, for me, represents a day that we can celebrate people for who they are, that we can respect everyone regardless of their status in life, whether they're old or young, whether they have a disability. Young people, it's a day that we recognize that by virtue of being a person, that you deserve respect, that we deserve to celebrate everybody for who they are. It's a mixed bag. And that comes with a lot of our policymakers don't understand a lot of those issues. And so as human rights organizations, we have to do a lot of sensitization, even to people who we expect to know. But yeah, there have definitely been changes. So for example, we have a HIV discrimination policy. So when you apply for a job, employers are not supposed to ask you to do an HIV test unless it has something to do with the job. So if you're going to be cooking and you might get a cut, then sure, you can ask for an HIV test. But outside of that, there are protections. You can report them to the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, that kind of thing. So yeah, there are things being done. I mean, there's a lot more to be done. We've been debating the Sexual Offences Act for way too long. And it's now supposed to be at the end stages, but there's such a long delay. And during that time, you know, a lot of things are happening that shouldn't be happening.
In looking at a human's right to privacy, Ms. Lloyd says the implementation of the HIV care and treatment policy and public education on the inclusion of persons with disabilities has been a great help.
Yes. So a part of that, of our training as well, is doing mystery shopping. So we're just sending people, the healthcare workers don't know that they're mystery shopping. They come with some issue that they're having. And what that does is we don't want to get, I mean, if we ask the healthcare worker, they're going to tell you that they're doing great. You send in somebody and they test the system basically, and they would come back and report to us. And those reports are saying, regardless of the issues that you have and that you face and going to a health center, things are improving. People are not outwardly discriminating against me because I'm HIV positive. I go and I get treated just like anybody else. So we're getting very positive feedback that people are understanding.
In Jamaica, the rights of every Jamaican has been enshrined in the Charter of Rights as part of the country's constitution. These rights include the right to freedom of thought, conscience, belief and observance of political doctrine, the right to freedom of expression, the right to freedom of peaceful assembly and association, the right to a healthy and productive environment, free from the threat of injury or damage from environmental abuse and degradation of ecological heritage.